So, we went and saw Minions. It was adorable. Not terribly substantive, but I didn't really expect it to be, you know, it's just kind of the Minions.
Not what?
Being silly. Like, it didn't have a lot of heft to it, but... Like, the first one kind of, like, it had its heartbreaking moments, and had moments where you're, like, on the edge of your seat. This was more like watching some Minions stick around for an hour and a half.
It was better than the usual prequels when you have a...
Oh yeah, it was good.
Character thing where it's like, everybody loves these characters, let's make a movie with them. Usually those are kind of subpar, and this, I mean, it felt like Despicable Me. It just had more Minion scenes, and I felt the balance between the human characters and the Minions was done well. It wasn't just like, you know, intelligible Minions through the whole thing, because you can't really understand. They're jarbled. It's like a mix between Spanish, Star Wars language, and English and gibberish. It
seems like there was some Spanish, some French, some Italian, and I heard like a sayonara at one point when he was saying goodbye to his rat friend. So I think it must just be a mix of different foreign languages with some English sprinkled in there. I thought the scenes where it was just the Minions and you had to figure out what they were saying from the context of the scene were the more interesting of the scenes. Like, the human characters were fun, but, like, when it was just Kevin and Bob and Stuart, it was sort of like watching a foreign film without the subtitles on.
I know, it was like, and people complain about foreign films. Now, in foreign films, if they were this good with their gestures, then you wouldn't need the subtitles.
Look alive, foreigners!
Sandra Bullock was fantastic.
She was Scarlet Overkill.
Yes, and John Hamm was Herb.
From the previews and the way that, like, she's got the same sort of nose as Gru, I thought that maybe it would turn out that she was his ma, but that was not the case.
'Cause I remember you telling me that, and I was like, oh, I never even put that together. And then as we're watching him, I'm like, I really hope that's not his mom. But in Despicable Me, they had that quick flashback with his mom where he's like, see? And she's like, man. I was like, well, she's not a very good mother. But
yeah, because Gru's mom was a dick, and yeah, she was way shorter and more grizzled looking than Scarlet, but, you know, it's...
like,
as people age, they do shrink, you know. So maybe she just shrunk a whole bunch, but...
When she turned, like, completely beyond adorable evil and just, like, psychotic, I was like, I really hope that's not Gru's mom. But, yeah. And Michael Keaton played the dad of the hitchhikers that picked him up.
The Wilkinsons or whatever their names were. I thought that was Katie Seagal. It sounded like
Kathy
her anyway.
Seagal?
Yeah.
I remember she was in Billy. I'm not sure. I just knew because I had looked up who was being voiced in there. But yeah, they have a villain con, which was really fun. I was like, that's how I feel when I go to anime conventions. I know, right?
I'd go to the villain con. I don't think I'm allowed, but it's basically the plot of the movie is that the Minions have been like minioning throughout the ages, and they eventually end up in like a cave in the Arctic, and they're just kind of chilling, but they get all depressed and unfulfilled because they don't have a boss to follow. So Kevin and Bob and Stuart decide to like go out on an epic journey to try and find them a boss, and when they find one, they'll call the rest of the Minions to them, and they end up like kind of hitchhiking across America, and they go to the villain con, and they come across Scarlet Overkill, and it's about them kind of henching for her.
The whole opening up to the point of the plot is just like them through the Stone Age and everything, and it's just like they keep murdering their bosses, and then they go and find like a bigger bad. And
well, manslaughtering their bosses, perhaps.
Okay, yes, accidentally murdering.
Like if you watch the preview, you basically know the plot of this movie because it lays it out for you. But it's got really good comedic timing, and so there's a lot of parts that made me laugh out loud. There were a lot of parts where I didn't laugh out loud, but a child behind me laughed out loud adorably, and that made me laugh. So I'd suggest going to see it in the theaters, because as long as you get well-behaved children, they definitely enhance the movie-watching experience. We
saw the 3D version, and the 3D was pretty good. I don't know, like, I'm one of those people where, you know, you're not supposed to take, like, I think if it's under 8 or 6 to 3D movies, and one was, like, 2 or 3, and the other one was, like, 5, and I'm just like, okay.
Well, were they wearing glasses? Because I know they sell the glasses that like undo the 3D.
No, the dad was like, here, take your 3D glasses, and they had them on. Just some parents don't care.
I'm sure they'll be fine. I did like the little girl behind us, the like random parts when like when the movie started slowing down.
Banana!
She just goes, banana. Like, yes, darling, banana.
She kept kicking the seat. It was very disturbing. Sometimes I'm just like, She's just a kid. Just a kid.
The problem is that there's not a whole lot to say about it. It's a really good movie.
The Minions were fun. I felt like I'm almost wondering, because like whenever I watch something, I think about what the overly PCers would complain about, and so it's like the torture chamber and stuff, and be like, it's a kids movie, and they're showing torture and weapons and blah blah blah.
The over PCers.
The overly PCers who like, but for kids.
Yes. Well, I know that when I watched Princess Bride growing up, my mom took the VHS copy that we had and recorded static over the Wesley torture scene when he's got like suction cups in his nipples and he's just screaming like a stuck pig.
And mostly dead.
Some kids can't watch stuff like that, and I was probably one of them because I was awfully sensitive, so I was glad for that. But I think you have to just kind of gauge what your kid can handle, and plan accordingly. I don't know what this movie was rated. I'm guessing probably PG.
PG or D, yeah.
Because
PG means parental guidance.
Yeah, I like their little butts. They showed a lot of their little butts. There was one where like he took his overalls off and he was wearing a little thong. They showed that in the preview. And then there's a part where they're like scaling Buckingham Palace and Bob is hanging onto the back of Stuart's overalls, and so Stuart's ass is just hanging at the back of him.
I'm surprised they did the crotch shot or the bop to the crotch.
Yeah, I thought
the
the preview
Minions,
made more
I was like,
of a
wow.
fuss of that. Like, on the preview, I seem to recall that he got hit in the crotch, and then he had, like, this, like, moment, and then he realized, oh, wait, I don't have a penis, and then he was fine. But in the movie, it just kind of glossed over it. Because, there's the one idiot minion who, like, when they crawled up out of the sea, they all were wearing little loincloths, except for the idiot, and he's like, and then he gets, like, some starfish
pasties.
and sticks them over his minion boobs. Except that, like, the crotches, there's nothing to them, so you have to imagine they don't have genitalia. But then on the other hand, that one minion was in love with the fire hydrant, so they must have some form of sexuality. Plus, I mean, they seem to be immortal? Like, are they supposed to be immortal, do you think?
They're
Are they the
not
same minions
immortal
from the beginning of
because-
time to the end?
I don't think they're immortal because didn't some like die off or something? They're worried about dying
Because like when they thought they were gonna explode, they're all like, "Oh no, he's surely dead."
Yeah.
So they're not indestructible, but there's also no female minions, from what you can tell, unless they're maybe just
it's like the Smurfs. Gargamel's gonna try and capture one and then turn one into a female. That was Smurfette.
Is that how Smurfette came to be? I thought they just kind of had a really big
Nope, Gargamel.
sausage party like
Gargamel made her, and then she was originally evil. So she was brunette because brunettes are evil. Then when she turned good, she was blonde.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, he sent her to infiltrate the Smurf village, and then she found the power of good and became good and joined the Smurfs.
Okay.
I have no idea how the kids were born because that was like,
So
like
how does
the three Smurf.
How's the goth girl Smurf enter into it?
I didn't see the new ones. I'm talking like old school Smurfs. I don't know what the
Because
mythos is on the
they're
new
called like
Smurfs.
the badlings or
Really?
the naughties. That's what it
The
was.
naughties.
Yeah. And that one was brunette, so it holds up your theory that movies are biased against
They
brunettes.
are. I was like, why did they have to change her hair color? I was so mad when I saw that.
Because it was the time back then.
It's like, oh, I'm evil, I'm a brunette. What? I have invoked the power of good. Blonde.
Ah.
But then that, like, defeats the whole blondes have more fun because being evil is fun. So.
There's an episode of Garfunkel and Oates where they changed hair.
I remember that, yeah.
And then
Netflix.
It wasn't so much that like the brunettes are evil and the blondes are good, so much as like the blondes are assumed to be kind of stupid and have fun, but women hate them.
And men
And
hate
then-
brunettes, apparently.
And the brunettes are adorable, but you don't want to fuck them, but women think they're adorable. Again, I don't know. I change my hair color every 6 months, so I don't really...
I go blonde if I could. My hair doesn't hold color for very long and it won't bleach out, so...
Sucks to be me.
I guess should we do previews?
We could do previews.
There's not
final
not
thoughts?
much out.
It's pretty much exactly what we expected it to be. It's just, adorable minions running around England. John Hamm was really funny. He played Scarlet
Herb.
Overkill's husband.
Herb.
I started thinking through the half of the middle of the movie that maybe he was going to turn out to be like the old man scientist that Gru
No, they
had.
showed him.
But
They showed the old man scientist at the villain con. He was
they
the one
did?
with the freeze ray.
Okay.
Yeah, when they were doing like the pan over and you see the back, he had like a freeze ray and ended up like freezing something.
Yeah, because we panned past and I saw tiny baby Gru, so I'm like, oh, okay, that's probably not her son then,
He's a
unless he just little,
he's like
you know, he's a
fine.
he's a children.
Yes.
But yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, if you've got kids, I say see it in the theater. You don't have to see it in the theater if you like wait till Netflix. If
Google if they're allowed to wear 3D glasses because we don't know.
they say that it's 8 or 6, they're not supposed to go to the 3D ones.
You should probably Google it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'd say go see it in theaters. It's worth the price of admission.
I don't know if I had to pay like my way and choose to see it in the theaters or wait, like depending on budget. If you have kids, I would say take the kids and definitely see it
Oh
in
yeah,
the
if you got
theaters.
kids, take the kids. If you don't have kids, you're just going for fun, go see Magic Mike.
Oh Jesus.
It was so cute. Okay, Daddy's home.
It's so funny.
What? Magic Mike was adorable.
No, you're like
Oh,
cheating
I
for a test.
Okay,
Like
so
Mulan, a woman should be.
Daddy's home, which I missed the first half of that preview, but
You
it seems
didn't
like
miss that much. Have you gotten it before?
yeah, this is the first time
Oh,
I've
I
seen it.
got a preview. Sarah didn't. Craziness. No, because I hardly go to them, so you're always like, oh, I saw this on that and that and that. I'm like, it's new to me. Basically, Will Ferrell's a stepdad. Marky Mark is the original dad, and then it's kind of like stepdad versus original dad for affection and
Yeah.
shenanigans going. No, I mean, I know you don't like awkward things, but there was nothing really awkward. It was all just kind of shenanigans. I think it was fun.
I was embarrassed for him. Like, there's a part where he's like, he got a motorcycle to look cool in front of his kids, and he's like, one up, 4 on the floor, which is, I guess, motorcycle jargon for a safety tip. And Will Ferrell didn't do that, and it ended up the motorcycle like took off and blasted him through the house, and he got stuck in the wall, and Marky Mark punched him out.
Hijinks.
It made me embarrassed for him. But I tend to always be embarrassed for Will Ferrell characters.
I think it looks fun, and he's not playing the typical, like, Step Brothers Will Ferrell. He's playing a
Yeah, he
more
seems like
grounded
a-
Will Ferrell.
An adult person, but an adult person in a really awkward situation, not taking it well.
So it's not the typical cartoonish or whatever that he does in things. Trying to think of another example of a movie where he doesn't play, like,
A gigantic man-child.
yeah.
Stranger Than Fiction?
I don't see that one.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Like, the closest would be Bewitched, but even then he was playing, like, a man-child, not cartoon, but just an asshole.
Ballad of
Exaggerated.
Ricky Bobby. I
Dear
don't know.
little
I don't-
baby Jesus!
Tiny baby. Tiny adorable Jesus with his tiny baby fists.
Blades of Glory.
I haven't seen it. The only song
I have it. You never watch it.
There's like quotes of it in a Jay-Z and Kanye song, but that's all I got. We're gonna
Yes.
skate to one song and one song only.
I think it
This
looks fun,
is
but
how motherfuckers gonna find me. Gem and the Holograms. Okay.
go ahead.
So I've seen previews for this before, and it's all been like, you know, this girl has videos on the internet, and then becomes
not
internet
Jen.
famous because her sister posts it or something, and then she rises to fame, and then she has a fallout with her friends because she wants to take her career solo, and it's all very
It's Josie and the
Lifetime
Pussycats,
original
only it's
movie.
not good.
Except in this preview, she had a robot sidekick that I'd never seen before.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be synergy because in the
She called this synergy at one point in the preview.
okay, yeah, because in the have you seen the cartoon?
Nope.
Okay, this makes me mad. Not that you haven't seen the cartoon, but this preview.
How
And
dare
I have
me.
talked about this. There is a fan video out there where they do a music video that is Gem and the Holograms. And I'll post it on my Facebook again. And I posted it originally when the preview first went live. And actually, I did a Chipettes little blurb that was still a better band movie than Gem. And it got on one of those, like, top internet reactions to the Gem trailer. And I was like, oh, I wish I would have done something funnier because it was just a quick lark thing. But yeah, in the cartoon, she's got like this big old computer thingy, and it's like their secret disguises. And honestly, you know how I feel about Michael Bay. Michael Bay should have directed Gem, because in Gem, the Misfits try and murder them in, like, every episode. You've got car explosions, kidnapping, attempted murder. This is seriously, like, wah wah, Josie and the Pussycats without the fun, and it's horrible. It's not Gem, and it makes me so sad. They could have done any movie, and I mean, this is not that the cartoon, like, holds up. It holds up like Captain and the Game Master. You're gonna like it because it's nostalgia. But yeah. I don't even mean in the sense that it's not being faithful to the cartoon, but more so, it's another one of those cases where they could have called it anything. It could have been any story about some girl and some band. And I don't understand why they take these I mean, I understand, but they take these fandoms and they try and cash in on the name or whatever, but all they're doing when they stray that far and turn it into something completely else is pissing off the actual fan base. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm not wrong on this because I was there when it went live, so I was there, and it was, and I swear to God, because I know, like, there's that whole thing about, like, nostalgia butthurt or whatever, and it's like, if they would have called it anything else, it would still be a dumb movie. I mean, I'm sorry, this just looks horrible. Mm-hmm. But it's the fact that it's so far off from the concept, and then it's got, like, not Rob the Robot as her little synergy thing that is basically a video camera of her dad trying to tell her something, and it's just basically like, oh, we're a band, now I want a solo deal, oh, my friends are mad, and my face is David Bowie, but that's okay because Jem had marks on her too, but it was deliciously 80s, but even the songs all, like, auto-tuned and everything, and it's like, I get it, they're updating it or whatever, but it's just, even if the songs were still auto-tuned and they updated it, there is no, it's seriously, it's Josie and the Pussycats with everything good taken out.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I said, I didn't really watch the show, so I'm not, like, upset or anything, but it does look boring as shit.
And I mean, yeah, and like I said, they could have called it anything, really. Mm-hmm. This has nothing to do. And how do you have a Gem movie without, not the Misfits, since you don't know, it's just another, like, punk band called the
Holograms.
Yeah.
I would probably watch the
That's
Holograms.
why it makes me upset, is because they could have called it anything, and they do this every time, or not every time, they do it so many times where they make something and they take the name and they, you know, could have called it anything and it wouldn't have mattered. And it's just kind of that they didn't even try. Like, there's no Misfits. You can't have Jem and the Holograms without, like, the rival band Misfits. Mm-hmm. And maybe they are in there, I don't know, but why they're not showing them in the preview, don't know. But yeah, and Jem and the Holograms, they were more like adults. She was like a advertising rep or something. I can't remember her exact job. It's been forever since I've seen it, but they're adults and they have, like, transformative powers. But it's not like Sailor Moon the rock band or anything.
So does she get, like, superpowers when she transforms? Or is it just she transforms
into more sparkly... It's been so long, like, there's a big joke that it's like, oh, so they get, like, these, like, hero things, but they don't use it for good. They use their, like, special identities to form a rock band. I'm like, yes, it's the 80s.
They're uplifting the spirits of the people. They're causing change from within.
But you've got, like, basically the Misfits, and I'll have to show you. I think it's on Netflix, actually, unless they've taken it off. It was on a while ago. It was in my queue. But, like, the Misfits are, like, setting up stage lights to fall and, like, sabotaging the stages and trying to, like, run them off a ravine, and there's car crashes and explosions and kidnapping, and they literally try to kill them, like, every episode.
So, like, the 80s cartoon style of attempted murder. Not, like... No. A lot of shows like that, they make these, like, huge, obnoxious ways to straight up murder someone in a children's show. But if they just snuck up on them and stabbed them to death, it probably would have worked a lot better.
Yeah, pretty much. And the Misfits would do that, but they just didn't. They never thought of it. But yeah, no, like, blatant, not just like, oh, we're gonna sabotage you, like, we're going to kill you and run you off a ravine type. And, you know, but anyway, that's why I was like, you know what, I mean... Michael Bay does some, you know, I love Pain and Gain, and I love The Rock, and I'm like, he would probably completely bastardize it, but I will stand by and say I would be happier if Michael Bay had done Jem and the Holograms.
Oh, yeah.
I will go on record with that.
Yeah, put T.J. Miller in it.
What?
Miller. I said maybe he'll put T.J. Miller in it. I'd watch if it had T.J. Miller in it. Who? T.J. Miller, he was the guy that they murdered in the last Transformers movie.
I didn't see the last one.
Apparently it's brutal, and they put it on Netflix. I still haven't watched it yet, but he's one of my favorite comedians, and so, like, on the one hand, I want to see it to see how well he does. On the other hand, I don't want to watch him die by exploding from within with silver goo.
Oh my god, what?
So it's just kind of like a...
Like T-1000?
Apparently they, like, shoot him with a silver goo gun, and it turns, like, his torso explodes and it hardens into metal as he's dying. It's like, like,
so that
right here in the camera.
makes me want to see it. What
right? But why do it? That's Transformers. The Marky Mark Transformers. Whatever the new one is called.
Is it good?
Brad says it's fantastic, but you know that could mean...
Yeah, you guys said Last Airbender. Oh, you'll like it. It's fun.
Last Airbender, I don't care what you say. Last Airbender was hilarious.
Dude, my blood pressure rose like 10 points. My face was red. Like, I'm just sitting there and you all are like laughing at me. Yeah, she's like, no, it's fun to watch it with friends. We all saw it. And I'm just like, all right, fine. And
You're
I'm
allowed
just
to
like,
watch the cartoon and still think the movie is hilarious. It is bad enough that it reaches levels of hilarity.
Hilarious. No, I was just very, very angry. I died a little inside.
It was Sokka and Aang.
Oh, you mean Harpo from Twilight?
I'm Harpo! Okay, so Goosebumps. This is the first time I've seen this preview. It's Jack
Jumanji the
Black
book.
playing R.L. Stein, I guess, because he's written all the Goosebumps books, and he's got them, like, in his basement, and then the kid opens them, and yeah, it's like Jumanji, where it's just, like, the Goosebumps, like, the abominable
fun.
snowman of Pasadena
Oh, they
comes
have
out.
everything,
And
yeah.
I've seen pictures on, there's an article about it on BuzzFeed, where they show, like, the dummy, and there's
No,
a
they
picture
showed
of
the dummy in the preview.
I missed him in the preview.
Yeah, they were like all marching on like the road and stuff, and like Night of the Living, they like made it a point because that was like the best book. That or Haunted Mask, like those were my two favorites.
I like the one with the camera.
I don't know if I read that one. I read a lot of them. I didn't read them all.
I read a lot of them, but it was in like grade school, so I don't remember a whole lot. I remember the one with the camera. I remember
We should
Night
go
of
to
the
Barnes and
Living
Noble
Dummy.
and we'll get them all between both of us, and then we'll be like, okay, Brad, we got dibs, and then we'll be like, I read that one.
It's technically a book movie, so I should be able to go see it. But the problem is I'd have to reread all the Goosebumps.
You don't
books.
have to reread them.
Okay,
And I read Night of the Living Dummy too. There's a sequel.
Oh, that's right. The thing is, like, I read, like, the first 12, because they came out right when I was at that age. But, like, the more that came out, the older and
The age you
too
could
old
read?
for Goosebumps I became.
That's like saying you're too old for Adventure Time.
You're never too old for Adventure Time.
I know. They're not too old for Goose.
But you are too old for exclusively Adventure Time. You get older and then you start to, like, want to watch other shows. And same with Goosebumps. Like, I got older and I
Oh,
wanted
yeah,
to read
Steven
different
Universe.
books. Did you know that the girl who does the voice of Garnet is an R&B singer?
I thought so from when she did the Stronger Than You song.
I don't know what her name is. She has a song called American Boy that she does with Kanye, and it's really pretty.
I don't know. She's got. Did you see the episode with her song? Because
Maybe?
there's a song where she. Well, it's the only one where she sings.
My little brother's, like, way into that show, so he showed me some
Oh
episodes
my God,
when I was
so am I.
visiting.
What does that mean? Your little brother's cool. That's what that means.
My little brother's super cool.
Beyond cool.
Like, beyond cool. Okay, The Good Dinosaur.
I don't know
I
what
don't know
that's
how I feel
about.
about that. Well, it's basically, from the preview it looks like, it's like, what if, when dinosaurs roamed the Earth and that asteroid came to kill them, it just kind of breezed right by and the dinosaurs stayed alive and became the dominant species on Earth and didn't really evolve much past dinosaurliness, except they got big googly eyes and became more colorful, I guess. And we're following this one particular dinosaur.
See, I thought it was. I didn't know that was supposed to be the asteroid. I thought it was one of those, like, oh, nope, that wasn't it. And then they just went on with the story. Like, I didn't even get that was the asteroid.
I got the impression that they were saying, like, that was... Because it was like, the asteroid, 6 miles long, and it impacts, murders all the dinosaurs. And then it's like, phew! So, I think it's supposed to be like a what-if scenario.
Oh, I thought it was like, oh, nope, not that one. My bad.
Could
But
be.
yeah, beyond that, no clue.
I don't know. I saw the preview for that one in front of Inside Out, and they're like... When we went and saw Inside Out, there was like this huge walk through Pixar Studios that they made us watch before the movie started, and one of the things that they were working on was that movie, and they seemed fairly excited about it, but not as excited about it as they are about Toy Story 4. So maybe it's just
Pets
like
one looks fun. I wanna
the
see
Pets
that
one does look fun. We got it farther down my arm.
Sorry.
Okay, Peanuts.
Jump ahead.
Which is, again, I've seen previews for this before, but it's the first time I've seen this preview. And this
the
one
only preview
actually
I've seen
makes
for it.
you able to see the plot of it, because usually it's just Snoopy, like, gets on his little Snoopy house, and then, like, flies around, and they play a modern day song. I can't remember which one.
They played, what was it? All I Do Is Win by, I think that's Florida.
I think
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
could be. I thought one of these they were playing Teenage Wasteland, and it was a little strange.
They played a few of them, but I remember that because I was like,
Or sorry, Bob O'Reilly.
I don't know. But anyway, it looks like it's stop motion but done by computers.
Yeah, I think it looks fun. Dave apparently is super annoyed by the art style of it, but I'm gonna wait.
It's distracting, but I think it's one of those, like, 10 minutes into it, you won't notice it anymore.
Yeah, I
because
think
I
they're
found it distracting.
going for something in particular.
Yeah, I mean, it's looks like stop motion, but CG.
And it's kind of like flat, you know? Like the characters, I think they did a good job of doing it 3D while still making it look like the Peanuts characters, and that, like, when their faces move, the mouth changes the side that it's on, you know?
Oh, well, in that, and as well as in Despicable Me, but the animation and, like, the textures are just amazing, and it's been a while since I've seen a kids movie in the theaters, but, like, between, you know, the hair and just, you know, gloves, clothing, and things, I was like, wow, like, super duper detailed textures.
If you want to go see Inside Out, I will totally go see Inside Out again with you.
I wanna
Because
see
it's
it.
got...
I wanted to see that, and then Brad was like, hey, what do you want to see coming up? And I was like, well, I've been waiting for that one that's like Herman's Head, I forget what it's called. He was like, oh, me and Sarah already went to see that, and I was like, oh, you suck.
My bad.
No, it's fine.
No, again, I'll totally go see it again if you want to see it with me, because I just got $10 on my Stubbs card.
Then yes. But anyway, wait, with the...
You're talking about the art style of...
yeah, it is... Well, I mean, just the textures, like in the Peanuts with the hair and everything. And I remember back in the day when, like, the Final Fantasy movie came out, and it was like, oh my god, the textures and the hair and everything! And it
I
was
saw
like,
the movie
wow.
in theaters, and I was so
I did
mad.
too.
Nothing to do with Final Fantasy.
I was never a big player of the Final Fantasy games. I played part of 7, I think. I'm not a big turn-based.
The thing is, like, I got into video games fairly late, because I wasn't allowed to play them growing up unless my grades were good, and my grades were never good.
I got
so I
Super
didn't start
Mario
playing
3
them
for
until
my
I went
first
away to
communion.
college. But one of the very first games that I played, because I had, like, a PlayStation, and I played Final Fantasy 7, and I played Final Fantasy 8, like, religiously. And so they're actually remaking 7, and it's coming out soon.
I know.
So I have to actually get a next-gen console, and I'm super excited. But, like, the Final Fantasy games, like, 7 and 8, I played a lot, and Sonic the Hedgehog, because Brian let me use his Genesis when he was away, and Sonic
I have
and
a 360
Knuckles.
disc that's got like all of those on it, the Sonic
Nice.
collection and stuff. But yeah, no, and I'm sorry, I was talking while you were talking about. I got
No, you're fine.
Super Mario Brothers 3 for my first communion. I don't
Nice.
even gave her since like ever, but I couldn't get into turn-based games, and I know we're derailing, but whatever. We didn't say that much about the movies.
It's good. It's got Minions. What do you want from me?
Yeah, my Minions. Oh, dude, I had the Minions account on Twitter, like, favorite some of my tweets every once in a while, because I give, like, the Minion points to my Mistress J Minions, and I was like, aw, wrong Minions, but that's adorable with the little face on.
Nice.
But yeah, I was never in a turn-based game, and the only turn-based game I was really able to finish was South Park Stick of Truth, which is amazing.
See, I love turn-based game. I need time to think.
And I know Kingdom Hearts, I do like that.
I love Kingdom Hearts, but Kingdom Hearts isn't turn-based, though.
Well, no, but I mean, it gets into, like, turn-based every once in a while when you have to, like, switch between Goofy and Donald and stuff. Like, I mean, that kind of, like, character switching type thing. It was the first thing that I was able to play that was close to that turn-based thing. Like Final Fantasy with, like...
You mean like the way that
setup.
you can set their moves for what they'll do
Yes.
while you're in battle? Okay, I don't consider that turn-based, but I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, that was... Anyway, next one.
Pan! Which I've never seen this preview before either, so it's a good thing we got all these good previews.
It's a prequel Pan.
Yeah, it looks like fun. Well, I've been watching Once Upon a Time, because they've got it on the Netflix.
I watched that up to a point, and then I just lost interest. I couldn't...
Which point did you watch? Because right now, I stopped watching because I wanted to watch Parks and
Like
Rec.
Snow
again
White
from beginning to
escape
end.
really early. Snow White escape from like jail was the last thing I remember. It was still season.
Oh, so you see
1.
like season 1. In season 3, they go to Neverland. and it's kind of got a similar feel to it, except I'm guessing that this pan isn't evil.
No, what it is it's basically the whole, like,
Yeah,
friends because enemies, and enemies can become friends, and basically it looks like Pan
the
is like...
kid is Hook. Like, the
No.
kid is Pan, and
Yeah.
then the older kid is Hook, and then the
That
really
wasn't an
evil...
older kid. That
Yeah,
was like a
he's
30-year-old.
He's not that old. Anyway, you know
The
what I'm
guy
talking about,
that was
not
telling
the
Pan
pirates.
about the No, that is Captain Hook, because he's
No,
talking...
they call him Blackbeard. Because there's the definite
probably
pirate-looking
doesn't
guy
become
with, like,
Hook.
the kiss makeup, but then there's also the older kid who was, like, in the boat with that girl, and he was like, why are they so afraid of this lake? And the girl's like, because it's got alligators in it, and he pulls his hand out of the water. You're like, oh, okay, that's probably Hook.
Oh, see, because I thought the pirate was going to be Captain Hook after the thing, because he was talking about, like, there's a prophecy of a boy who can fly that will defeat me. So I figured that was Hook.
He'll probably defeat him, and then the guy will become Hook, because they're all like, friends become enemies, but before they're enemies, they're friends. I have to figure the kid and that guy are friends, and then they eventually grow up to be Pan and Hook, and become enemies. But the kid was
friends with the pirate in the preview.
I think the pirate was mostly menacing him, but we'll have to see. This is all conjecture.
Everybody's like, wait, what are you saying? You're like, sorry. But
it looks really pretty.
I give it about maybe 1 to 2 months before they start selling the little pan flute necklaces at Hot Topic.
Oh, of course.
I want one.
And then Secret Life of Pets, which is the last one we got. And I have System of a Down, exclamation point.
Yes, it
was.
It was. Jump, pogo, pogo, pogo.
Because they played Bounce at the end of a children's preview.
Oh, was it? Oh, wait, real quick. In the Pan preview, I don't know whether they edited it because it was showing at a kids movie, or whether they did the Galaxy Quest thing and edited it post. But like, the verbiage said "darn it," but the mouth clearly said "damn it."
I wondered about that, because he said darn it, but he says it said in like a really weird way, like dumb it or something.
Yeah, no, it's either a Galaxy Quest issue with Sigourney Weaver when she clearly says fuck that, or it's because it was showing at Minions, because even I noticed, and I don't know if they're just changing it or if it was because of kids movie, but you know how you always get like the red dots at the beginning that are like, turn your cell phone off and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. This one, there was only the red dots with the soda and stuff, and everything else was changed.
Yeah,
like
we noticed that the last
things.
movie that we came to, because it's funny, because the movie before the last one we came to, I said, I'm sick of these fucking dots, I wish that they'd go away. So I think they must have heard me.
Well, and also, it seemed like a changed kids one, because they were like, and also any candy-loving companions you have with you, which I'm assuming they mean kids, and there was like a Wonka hat on the thing, and I think that was before you came in, so I was like, okay, how did those turn off? Oh, we didn't even notice that the lights...
There we go.
It doesn't even matter.
Look, as we've been talking so much
Oh.
that it's getting dark. We came out, and it was actually still light outside.
They look like you're glowing.
Fuck it, we don't need lights.
How is it red? My car needs new lights. You guys have killed through the years.
We haven't done one in your car for a while. We've been doing
for
it
a
in
while.
my
No,
car.
but how many years
You have
has
to
this been going
prop a phone
on?
up on the dashboard with the flashlight on.
And be like,
It's like reviewing into the
I need
sun.
new lights and new battery.
It's so much nicer in this car.
How is it nicer in this car?
Because I don't have to review into the sun.
Review into the sun.
Like, because Brad puts his camera here, and puts his cell phone here with the...
Trade secrets! Trade secrets!
The
You're not
flashlight. He's
supposed to
talked
tell.
about it before,
okay.
because I have started the preview like... So we saw the Minions movie.
Yeah, but it's... Okay, it looks so much like... Because I see some of the screenshots when I, like, go to the, site to check stuff. And it's like... See, like, right now I'm in the dark, so it's like, where am I supposed to be for the light? And then
He's
when I
gonna
see the
review like
previews of the rest of you guys, it's all, like, lit up. I'm like, bullshit, the lighting's better in my car.
Again, it's because we've got a flashlight on our faces. Although I did a last review I did with Ryan, he's got an app on his phone that has not just a light, but different, like, gels that you can put on it.
Oh,
so he's got, like, a red light shining up like this on his face, and it looked
Well,
immaculate.
I do believe there's a light on the other camera. There's a light shining from the camera on the dial.
Okay, so Secret Life of Pets, it looks like it's basically it's like a computer animated thing where when the
It's
humans
Pixar,
leave,
isn't it?
the pets...
Yeah, it's from the people,
probably-
because it said behind the humans that are behind Despicable Me.
And so,
What the
Is
pets
that
do when the
Pixar?
people are away. Despicable Me? I don't know, whatever, it's all the same.
anyway,
I know
it's
not all
those
the
same
same,
people. I didn't think it was Pixar, but I could be wrong. Anyway.
Did Pixar do Despicable Me? We should know
Again,
this, we just
I
saw
don't
Minions.
think so, but
Well,
I'm
whoever
not
did-
sure.
The style is like, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, it's from the people that did Despicable Me, so.
I'm trying to think when I was taking my walk through the Pixar studios whether they had any Despicable Me stuff up on the walls, and I can't remember anything, but, yeah, I don't know, we'll Google it later. It's not that important. Anyway, it's the same people.
They can look it up, they know how to use Google.
Yeah, you're on the internet as we speak. But it's basically like the humans leave and the animals have like these secret life of pets. But at the end, there's like this poodle, and the guy's like, "Okay, boy, you know, be a good dog."
It's a super rich guy. That's important.
And yeah, there's like fancy pants music playing in the background. The poodle's like primped to the nines, like when Snoopy went to the circus that one time. And after the guy leaves, the dog reaches over and changes the channel and is bounced by System of a Down.
Which I was like, holy crap, that's awesome. But then they also have, you know, Florida, however the hell you pronounce it. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Florida.
All my friends love the Florida.
Honestly, I didn't hear that song until the Saturday Night Live with Lady Gaga and Justin Timberlake. The beer
it's okay
bottle.
When it's the three-way?
No, the All I Do Is Win.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Because that's like Lady Gaga, Justin Timberlake, and Andy Samberg do the It's Okay If It's a Three-Way song.
Oh, no, this was on Saturday Night Live when he's like, bring it on down to whateverville.
Okay.
You never saw the Omeleteville stuff?
Nope.
Okay, well, it's like it's been ongoing, and then this one was Liquorville, or Liquortown or something, and he's got like a beer bottle, and they're at the mall. They do spoofs of songs, but yeah, no. I think I've got the clip still because I used it on the random riffs.
Yookity.
So. This is so much digressing. It'd be like the Minions and other stuff.
The Minions, for the most part.
Well, I mean...
the Minions and Friends.
Yeah, so when something's good, you can't really... I mean, aside from going through every single little thing that happens in the movie, and I mean...
Like, we could describe the jokes for you, but if you're gonna go see it, go see it. You know?
And it's a kid's movie, so unless it's, like, bad or pandering or fart jokes all over... There's not really much to pick apart. So
there's
you're
one
just
fart
kind of
joke,
like,
but it was
good.
pretty funny. Because when Bob picks up the rock and he's like, "Yeah, I got it," and then he goes, and then the rock falls and mushes.
Yeah, and it was mild. It wasn't,
and again, it
like,
doesn't kill
in your
him.
Face.
His head gets caved in, and he's fine.
They are very durable.
Yeah,
they're just not immortal.
They put him on the rack and they stretched him out. And they're like, "Hey,
you're not supposed to be having fun."
I love John Hamm. At first, when he started talking, I thought it was Jason Mantzoukas because he was doing kind of like a raspy, husky voice.
I told you it was John Hamm. I was
yeah,
like,
you
John Hamm.
Because I said, "Hi, Jason Mantzoukas," and you said, "It's John Hamm," and I'm like, "Hi, it's John Hamm."
I didn't hear you say Jason Mantzoukas. I was like, it's John Hamm. He's like hippie. It was great. He reminds me of one of my friends. I was like, oh my god, it's cartoon friend by friend.
He's like a mod. It's adorable. He's like this big around. He's got like
all of the
those
characters
shoes,
are
the shoes that they had back then.
The Austin Power shoes.
Yes. There's like a name for him, but I can't remember.
Wee Groot did too. He had the little
at the end.
Well, it takes place in England, so
yeah. Groot shows up and they're like, "Yay, boss!" And then like during the credits they're rolling, and then like they show like Gru and the Minions kind of bonding. And
did I say
like,
Groot?
This is what I was waiting for.
Gru.
I am Gru.
I know. I was like, I do that so many times, and I'm like, I am Gru.
Okay, so we're done. We're done.
It's riveting.